Councilmember Villalobos.
Here.
Councilmember Shell Allen. Here. Councilmember Jan Bunker.
Here.
Councilmember McLeod. We don't know who that telephone number is.
That's that number.
Well, that explains that. Councilmember McLeod is absent. And Mayor DeVinny is present. So, what's that?
He said he was going to be here online.
Who's speaking?
That's Mr. Latimer.
Oh.
Sorry, Jeff Latimer.
Yeah. The meeting is ready to start. So let me go over what's going to have to happen now. I tried to send out an explanation to everybody, but hopefully you got it. The state law requires that if we have one opening on the city council, the council has the right to appoint. If we have two openings, we no longer have the right to appoint. It has to be filled by a special election. It also goes to say that when we are down one vacancy, that to have a called meeting, which is a special meeting as tonight, you have to have 75% of the council attend or to begin the meeting. 75% of 5, get to pass 75% of 5, you got to have all 4 members present that are here. Without Mr. McLeod here, we cannot have a special meeting, and therefore we cannot do any action. With that in mind, the vacancy that is going to be created by his resignation doesn't become effective until one of two things happen. It is accepted by the council, which we can't do because we can't have a meeting, or 8 days have passed, and that happens tomorrow night at about just before midnight. So tomorrow night, just before midnight, we're going to go from one vacancy to 2 vacancies, and we'll be required to have a special session. Special election. We will end up calling that, or trying to call that, on August 4th. That is our next regular meeting. The law states that we are allowed to have our regular meetings, even with just 3. And we will try to go do that on August 4th at the meeting. Once we do that, that will open up. We're still verifying it, but it looks like we're still getting under the wire to have the special election in November. So those of you who are interested in being on the city council on place 5 will have an opportunity to come in and fill out an application to be on the ballot. This is after August 4th, after we call the special election. And then run for the office, and that will be, you will be on the ballot in November. The other opening that is about to occur tomorrow night at midnight is already on the election for the postponed election. And so we can't have 2 separate ballots for the same place. And then we can't change the postponed election stuff. So that stands as is. That is going to happen just like it's already in the chute to go happen. So all those interested will be running for one place, for place 5 on the special election, if you're interested in doing that. I would like to tell all of y'all, thank you for volunteering to go do this. This is a great thing. In January, of course, we had 3 positions open and only had 4 people running, so we just had 1 contested place. So it does my heart good to say that there's a groundswell of people out there that would like to participate in the city government. Any questions out of anybody, any of the candidates here that
We have had some more people join. I don't know if you want to check if we had Councilmember McLeod join us.
Is Councilmember McLeod out there in Zoom land?
So I had a question about
Mike's position, you had mentioned the date of August 24th. That's the deadline that he has if he wants to drop out of that race?
He does. There is one, we can't change the thing, the election activity except in one instance, and that is he has the opportunity, if he wants to in writing request his name to be removed from the ballot. It has to be in writing, signed, and notarized prior to that. The reason for all that formality is for somebody to, to keep somebody from coming in there and taking somebody else's name off the ballot, go through some things, etc. So that's why all the formality goes in there. But we can't do that on our own. He has to trigger that. And he knows that.
And then, so then it would not be considered an uncontested position, and the other person would then receive it, or?
That's correct.
Oh, okay.
The question was, the question was for people who can't hear the game.
Did you not hear the questions that are there in chambers? Can you repeat the questions asked?
Okay, the question was, is there the process needed to go for Mike to remove his name from the ballot, from the November ballot? And the answer is that it can be done if he does it before the 24th, and there's a process that he needs to go through to make that happen. I don't know if you can hear that.
The second question regarded what if he removes himself from the ballot, what happens to that election position on that, for that place, right?
Right. That's the only change that would occur, is if he has to remove his name before the 24th, it can happen, but that's what happens if he removes his name and leaves the other one on the day.
Before the 24th of July,
August.
August. And may I ask, this is Carlton Carl, who else has applied to be appointed to the council?
Since we're not going to be able to appoint, I don't know that it matters. Does anybody care if we tell him?
No. Yes.
We have 8 people that have applied.
You know who they are?
If I may, Mayor, whether you the things or not, I just make a thank you. Thank you to all the residents who, put their names into the hat to serve on the council. I'm very proud. I think this has turned out.
Okay, yeah, Carlton, the names are Robert Moreno, Latrice Cook, Sam Clinton, Thomas Downs, Jeff Latimer, Catherine Glaze, Carly Smith, and Kimberly Smith. That's the 8. So, unfortunately, I was afraid this might happen. If any of you candidates or anybody have any concerns or questions, feel free to ask me. I'll be more than glad to help try to straighten stuff out. And with that, I believe we're done.
Wait.
You need to vote, I mean,
Can we give him a couple minutes? I mean, he told me, Jeff Latimer, he told me, it's not today, yesterday, he was coming to the meeting. He was not going to come in, but he was going to Zoom it. Now, I had no reason not to. And, if he's not familiar with how you join the Zoom meetings, and then, he knows. Oh, yeah. He's been there before. Okay, well, I just tried to call him, and I couldn't get through on his phone. So, and I texted him.
And I talked to him about noon today. Okay, that's it, folks.
Can I ask one more question? Since I know that there's 8 people on the ballot, how then do you narrow it down? How then do you, if you have 8, do you select and then you vote, or how does that happen?
There's 8 people on the ballot, people vote. I do not know about the rules for city council members regarding if you don't have a majority candidate. They may have to have a runoff or something. I don't know.
So all 8 of us will go on and
No.
There are not 8
If you're interested to run in the November ballot, then you have to submit an application to be on the ballot. And that takes a whole another process.
for a
That's
You know, you would have, it's a lot of process on that. And I will, if you
If you would hold up on the Zoom, we're having a conversation.
Okay.
So did you get answered on that?
I think so. It narrows down, your vote narrows down. But I think Carlton was saying something, or somebody was.
I was saying that there are not 8 people on the ballot because there is no ballot. This position, it is an appointment.
correct.
Today, it won't be on November.
It'll be an election.
It'll be an election.
These are 8 applications for appointment, not to run for office.
So people who want to run would need to reapply.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
But the answer to the question was, someone asked if there are 8 people on the ballot, how is the winner determined? And under the local government code, it's simply a plurality of the vote. So in other words, no one has to attain 50% plus 1, which is the highest vote yet.
There you go.
If and when there are 8 people on the ballot, if there are more than 2 on the ballot, which 3 or more is the one that receives plurality. Is there any way we can just give our little 10-minute spiel tonight, put that on tape, and so it's not.
No, Jeff, that'd be counterproductive. You're gonna, if you're gonna wanna run, you're gonna have to go out and do it like everybody else.
Oh, that's fine. I'm just wondering, though, I'm just really disappointed, so.
Yeah. Okay, let's shut it down.
I have a question. So I'm not real clear on the process. So we come in and get a packet from Sylvia, and then when is the deadline for?
That I don't know yet. No, I don't know yet because this is brand new. So tomorrow I have to get with the Secretary of State to get all the dates
Okay.
for the November thing.
But
And at that point, we'll put it out on the
We will put it
website.
out after the 8 and 4 council meeting. The first thing that has to happen is we have to have the council call a special election. Once that occurs, then immediately you can come get a application, etc. There will be a cutoff date for that sometime about mid-August, I think, but that's what she's going to go figure out. Is
Okay.
talking to the Secretary of State's office and the rest. Yes, sir.
How can the council call a special election if they can't get a quorum?
I'm aware that, according to the rules of our city, is that we have to have, 4 in order to have a special meeting. Is a workshop also considered a special meeting?
Yes. To your question, Lisa, yes, it is. Let me ask her to answer the question that was asked in here today. The state law, the question that was asked here in the room was, if we have to have 4 to be a quorum and we only have 3, how can we hold a regular session meeting? And the law states that you have to have a quorum of 3, 60, actually it says 50% of the council makes a quorum. So to get over 50%, that's a council of 3. You have to have that for regular call meetings. Regular scheduled meetings. For a call meeting, once you have 1 person missing, or 2, once you have 1 person missing, you have to have a 75% coverage, which gets you up, you got to have all 4 of the remaining council members. Once we go to just 3 standing council members, that goes away as well. So the only thing we can have is regular scheduled council meetings. But still, if you have those regular scheduled council meetings, you can hold a meeting with 3, and we still have 3 people standing. So that answers that question.
And that triggers my next question, which
stand. And since we didn't get one start, we're going to have to call for an adjournment. So thank y'all for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good evening.
So, Renee? What's your name? Renee?
Bill.
William Blaze, okay. Okay, all right, Mr. Glaze.
Yes, she went first. Must be one of my kind of person with nothing in it.
All right, bye, Sylvia.
Bye.
Thank you, Sylvia.
Bye.
Ginger. Bye. Thanks for
Thanks.
trying.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for all y'all are pitching in. That's a good idea.